Boom, right on time.
Oh
1
yeah,
o'clock on the dot.
you already know we are prompt.
How's everybody
And right
doing?
when I said that, it went live. It's funny. What's going on, guys? As you can see, we are Watts is starting out at the Crane game, doing a little bit of gambling.
What's the stream without a little bit of gambling?
Of course. Gonna give
Alligator. The alligator's funny.
We are so back, little Uzi Vert. Very true. Yep. What's going on, guys? This is episode 6 of the Calling Card Patch Report, or the Calling Card Podcast. Today is going to be a little more low-key of an episode. You can see it's just the three of us. Today we're talking about Lunar New Year, of course, because that's what the whole patch is centered around. Not a ton of drama, mostly just a fairly filled 14-day patch. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Rin.
Not much
come
has
back
happened
around
this week. They haven't really announced anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's gotten mad at Blackwings and Sega.
No, they had that issue with the gems for Valentine's Day, and then they fixed it.
I do have both Discord overlays. Let me...
Oh, you do?
I swear I turn the actual one off. I bet it has something to do with me moving my computer around.
Could be.
Yesterday I unplugged my computer from all the cables and moved it to a different spot on my desk. I moved it off my desk into a cabinet.
I'm telling you, man, when you restart your computer, that's when OBS gets the gremlins inside of it and it starts doing weird stuff. That's what happens to me.
Are we good now? Is it gonna update?
Yep, it did. I can see it. So we're, like I said, we're talking about Lunar New Year. We're still gonna do our questions, talking amongst each other, and then also talking in the Q&A panel. So if you have any questions for us or things you want us to talk about, definitely throw them out there. But I think we're just gonna jump into it. So as far as question order, if you're not familiar with this series, I usually bring up a question, ask Rick, and then Watts, and then I kind of answer myself last. So the first question, just a very general question about the update. What did you think of the update as a whole? So, and what I mean by that is how it was structured, because I feel like this update was a little more thought out, I feel like, with the story content kind of being front loaded and then the bosses and the little quiz thing being sectioned into the back half of it. So yeah, just your quick thoughts before we get into more detail on that. I'll start with Rick.
Yeah, I like you said, I like how they spread it out a little bit more so that you just can't log in day one, do literally everything, and then have nothing to do for the entire rest of the patch. So yeah. I do like that. I like how, you have to wait a couple of days before you can challenge the next boss. I think it's a nice short turnaround too. 5 days feels like enough time to get it done, but also not, too short where you feel pressured for it. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with how things went in this patch. I think overall it's just kind of a standard patch. I don't have any strong feelings either way about it. I think just, good is kind of the word that comes to mind.
Yeah. Watts?
I'm kind of about the same opinion. The pretty standard patch, got the battle event, got the story event, got a little side game that you're playing. But I do think this is one of the best structured patches they've had, because usually their idea of drip feeding us content is, well, every day you can play one more level of the shooting game, or you can play one more level of the story. But this time they actually front-loaded all of that, because that's the stuff people want to run through. And then they gave us this full-on boss event, making 3 versions of the boss, which is super sick. I think that's the coolest thing they've done with a boss event yet. and it's kind of like how they do Trial of Thorns, where it's like one for one half, one for another half, but it's like mixed into this event, so it doesn't feel like that's the only thing going on. So
Yeah.
And I do like how I also really liked the envelopes, because it gave you another thing to think about, and like, oh, let me get on and get my envelopes every day. And like you got that little gym reward, and it was like a little bit of like extra gambling on top of the game that it felt good to do, you know? Click on, oh, I got 30 out of this one today. Let's go, you know?
Yeah, you don't see a lot of like truly random stuff like that on this game, and the stakes are so low with it that when you roll like 14 instead of 30, it's like, that sucks, but it's not like infuriating or anything crazy, you know?
And I think it's programmed that at the end of it, you always get the same amount.
Oh, okay.
But
I still get dopamine.
It's still fun to like, because like one day I ran out of like envelopes that I could open on like my second one. So I think it's like, okay, once you hit a number, they're like, all right, you're cut off.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense too. I agree with you guys. I think that this update is kind of hopefully updates are structured like this in the future, and not even in terms of content, but just how they built this patch. Like, I like how the story was front loaded, and you could do all the story for the most part immediately. And then you could do the first few levels of the shooting game, and you could go ahead and get started with some of the like fireworks stuff. But then they had the bosses sectioned off. That was really cool. I think it's a really good example of how they can section off patches to where it feels like people just can't do everything in one day and then do dailies for 13 days. I will say I do feel like this is perfect for a 14-day patch cycle.
Yeah.
I don't think this patch would feel nearly as good if this was a 3-week patch. But yeah, no, and I agree with Rick's sentiments too. It's not it's a good patch, but it's also like kind of lukewarm because there's no drama. They haven't screwed anything up, and it's like, man, this like good amount of gems. We got like joy medals. The character's good. Like, this is just a good patch. You know, we need more YouTube drama. There's stuff to talk about on YouTube. But no. So I think we're all kind of on the same page with this patch. As for the new DPS, Chinese New Year Rin, Lion Dance Rin, Firecracker Rin, whatever you want to call her. How do you guys think she is as a DPS? Maybe not in technical terms. I feel like if you want to cover her, meta air quotes, that's fine. But as far as like having fun using her, or what you think of her team comps, all that, just your general thoughts on the character. I'll start with Watts.
Yeah. So, she's all right.
Yeah.
Which is really funny given what the stream just saw. But she's kind of just as she was billed. She's pretty good. She's in power creep for on. She's fun to use, and she's not particularly like meta breaking. She's not like so insane that it's like, oh yeah, if you skipped out on her, that you're in trouble. You're like super in trouble. But I think she came as build,
Yeah, definitely not like Haru at launch. That was a really big damage creep like moment. But Rick, your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much the same as what Watts said. Like, we talked about it a little bit before we went live here. Before she came out, I said I kind of just feel indifferent on this character. Like, of course, she'll be better than what came before, and she will be worse than what comes after. And during her 2 or 4 weeks where she'll be prevalent, she'll be really good. And then she'll kind of like slowly fade away as we go further on. And it's kind of how I feel right now. Like, she's good. She's not great. If you don't have her, I don't think you're like doomed. If you do have her, I don't think you're, you have some like busted unit. She's good for right now, and she will be for the couple of weeks that her boss is here until someone better comes out. So
I do think one thing that made me pull her a little bit more than I intended to originally was seeing that she had her had her Mindscape core unlocked recently, and seeing that the Mindscape core being unlocked, that gives you like a sense that you know that this character is going to get at least 2 times in the meta. Because if you look at it, for the next like 3 months, she will be our newest spread DPS. So that leans towards her probably being used a little bit more than other characters. And then we know that sometime in towards the late 4.0, even after like Summer Puppet and Luce have come out and like they've taken the spot as like they've taken the spotlight, we know that she will get a resurgence of usefulness later on after that, giving her like a second time in the meta, you know?
Yeah, and I know that people hate the tier list, but Absolute's tier list on Lufel.net, she is still in tier 0.5, which is
only under Luce.
Yeah, kind of insane for a character in the 3.0 patches. So I do think, and I won't harp on it too much because we do have a video all about it. Yeah, I do think her Mindscape core takes her maybe not to an insanely new level, but I think it adds a lot of value to her and tries to bring her up to that 4.0 standard for spread DPSs. Because she kind of reminds me of Kasumi in like a spread DPS way. Like she has just a generally good kit. Of course, and this is kind of rolling into the next topic. I do feel like, and actually, let me not talk about that yet because I guess I haven't said my thoughts on her as a character. I like. It's so hard for me to call her Firecracker Rin. I do like Rin. I think she's a good character. I have a lot of fun using her. My guild has ended up with 3 A6 Rins, so I'm probably never going to use her normal rotation again in Nightmare Gateway, but I think she's cool. I like the synergy with Matoi. I kind of already recommended for people to pull Matoi back when she ran. You know, just like, hey, if you're gonna pull Rin, you probably want to pull Matoi. Yeah, that is probably my one gripe. Is you really to kind of unlock her full potential. Matoi is a character that doesn't ever really seem to go away. It seems like she brings so much to specifically the Nightmare Gateway and the SOS fights. She even at A0. The damage differences we're seeing, it's kind of insane. So that's probably my one big downside to her. And I think if I could go back and edit our should you pull video for her, I would probably have that as a downside, is that Rin really does have some performance lock behind that support. I have A6 Winvast, and A6 Winvast replacing A0 Matoi is barely outperforming her. So yeah, she's really important for her. But generally, as a spread character, I think she's fine. You know, fun to use. Can't really ask too much more. But next topic, kind of rolling into what I was talking about. We talked about Matoi a little bit in our last stream, and of course, we didn't really have much to say because we didn't have Rin. You know, the whole way it's supposed to work is you get the DPS, and then you get their support. And you already know what the support's bringing to the table because you have the DPS. So it kind of worked like that in reverse now. So have y'all's thoughts changed at all on Matoi? I think everyone in this call has Matoi. So yeah, I'll start with Rick. Just have your thoughts kind of updated on Matoi and what she brings to the Rin team, or have you not really experimented with her teams outside of Matoi? And I guess. Yeah, I'll just kind of open that up there.
I haven't done a ton of like experimenting outside of just like whatever I thought the best in slot team was for Rin, just because I do have everybody, so Matoi just kind of gets shoved on whatever team Rin is on at this point. But yeah, without Matoi, you can definitely see where the technical damage, like, I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, but I ran like 2 fights maybe with Howler over Matoi, and like the skill 3 melee thing was doing like less than half damage. So the technical multiplier stuff is real, and maybe it's just harder to visualize it because there's not like a flat like number where you can just go into like, you know, the stat screen and be like, oh, this is the technical multiplier, whatever it's called, like, you know, whatever they call it in the skill things. But yeah, like you get the full power out of Matoi when you have Rin, and you get the full power out of Rin with Matoi. They feel like they were like made for one another, which they were, which makes it even stranger that they decided to do it the way they did it. But you know, we've talked about that enough at this point. But yeah, that's kind of all I got on that, I think.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. Watts?
Yeah, I do think that Matoi is really important for Rin. And it's kind of even to like almost not a detriment, but like it's kind of sad because like there's never going to be any team flexibility because her bosses are always going to have the condition of there's a bonus technical damage multiplier. And that best in slot is always going to be Matoi to help boost that. Like even like the comparisons with Winfast, like I was comparing my A0 Matoi to my A2 Winfast. Horrible comparatively. Like Winfast was just getting outscored by the A0 support that everybody said to skip. But like I don't think that's as much of a like Matoi's broken, but more so that the boss condition makes it to where you need her. Specifically.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Omatsunu fight on side B of Nightmare Gateway. It's like, hey, we want you to use Howler. Like, it's one of those things, but with Matoi. And I don't think that condition's going anywhere. So, yeah, it's kind of like Kasumi with Cord, except Cord happens to be a very good flexible support, so it's not as big of a deal there. But yeah, it's really interesting to me because I knew that Matoi was going to be part of her best team. I guess I just didn't expect how good she was going to be for the team, because she's very tough to replace, even like you said, even at an A0 level. But I'm pretty satisfied with Rin's numbers so far. I think the biggest thing for people is going to be the fact that you kind of have to pull this support that doesn't really have anywhere else to live. Now, I have heard Earphone talk about slotting her in with other spread teams, so you know, maybe we see more of her later in some different teams. But yeah.
So yeah, you never know. They might give us a spread team boss that has the like defense is doubled condition like they did with Omitsunu this week.
Yeah.
So there might be like they might have other conditions that force us to use her there.
Yeah, she is kind of. Is she kind of like, in a way, sort of like a better version of Rin as a Sab? Original 5-star Rin?
Yeah. Yes. She just gives like more defense down. Original Rin, all of her power was in bonus curse damage. Or like bonus curse damage taken. So that very hard limited her to like one specific team. Well, like Matoi would look like she's kind of limited to like these fire or like electric teams. But I think she's just like the fact that she has a lot of defense, like actual defense down in her kit, as opposed to bonus damage of this type. She also has that for like technical, but like in addition to that, she has more general use for other teams.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm curious to see what else people cook with her. Yeah, and then her A6 is funny as well. They actually, I don't know if they got around to it, but when they released her, they forgot to include her buff to her A6.
They did,
and they said they were gonna patch it back into the game. I don't know if they did though, but they have acknowledged it, so it's definitely not a point of drama or anything like that. But and the next topic I wanted to bring up is burnout. So I feel like at least we all kind of feel different ways about the game right now and the state it's in. And I know I've seen burnout as a topic people have talked about with this game just in general, especially on TW with them moving to the extended patch cycles. But yeah, I kind of wanted to open up the floor to see how you guys are feeling about the game. If you're starting to feel like it's like an obligation, or if you find yourself just getting on the game every day, just naturally, like just kind of a burnout update, I guess. And I'll let Rick start with this one.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't think a lot of the reasons I feel maybe not even burnt out or bored. Those aren't really the right words, but I don't know how to explain. It's tough to explain just because a lot of, I think, my gripes aren't necessarily with the game. They're with kind of the game in combination with trying to make videos on the game. Especially where I've set stuff for myself where I want to try and make a video every day, and that's so unrealistic at this point with the amount of content and things to talk about in this game. It just like is an unreachable goal, and it kind of just like makes you feel bad. You're like, yeah, I just don't have anything to make, and you feel like you've like kind of failed the day almost as like a creator. You're like, all right, well, I guess another day with nothing interesting to talk about, so that's definitely been part of it. And then also I think I'm just at the point where like I'm a little bit sick of just log in, do dailies. Okay, here's the new guild boss. I do the guild boss, and then I do whatever else for a day, and then the next week I do the guild bosses again, and then we do SOS, and then a new character, and then do all the same stuff over again for another 2 weeks until the next time we do it over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just been, I don't know. These games aren't meant to be played as much as we play them, so that's part of the issue too. Like, I just want to do something else. Like, I feel like since I started this channel in August, this has been my life, this game. Like, I feel like I've played this game every day, and it's the only thing I do. And it's just like, of late, I've really started to feel it, and I just want to play something else, and it doesn't help that there are games coming out in, like, the next couple of days that, like, I really, really want to just know life. So, yeah. All that to say, I don't think it's necessarily the game's fault, but I am feeling a little bit burnt out at the moment. But we'll be here regardless. So
I definitely have a reply to that, but I want to hear what Watts. I want to hear what Watts has to say first.
I think specifically from the content creation perspective, we've gotten to a state in the game where there's not as much like general stuff that we can talk about as we used to be able to. There was a time where it was like people just didn't know as much about the game, so it was like easier to make these videos talking about Revelations cards or like SOS or like just things in general. But like now we've gotten to a point where there's not much being changed, everything's pretty much the same, and we get into the cycle where it's like, all right, patch comes out, make the video on the character, do this, do that, and it's just the normal stuff over and over again now. But it's definitely not a game that they don't give us much to work with. We get content, but it's more of the same. And the other thing I will say is it kind of feels like right now, just like for the game in general, it kind of feels like the general community sentiment right now is it's kind of like we're just in a 4.0 waiting room. Like all these patches, the characters, they're like fine, but everybody looks and is like, we're in such close proximity to 4.0. There's no story, there's no like no more major
I'm saving
events.
from Makoto Yuki.
Yeah, like it feels like a lot of stuff right now is just like, all right, let's just get our like 3 more 2-week patches out of the way so we can get to Orange, so we can get to Makoto Yuki, get to these big crossover, big characters, the anniversary. It feels like we're so close to more story, a new like 4-star being released, new character being added, to the main party. It's like there's so much like so close that these patches kind of feel a little bit more boring and underwhelming as a like condition of us knowing that what's to come next.
Yeah, I do feel like this is the kind of patch, these like, maybe not 3.0 because that's new story stuff, but let's say from 3.2 forward all the way up to 3.5, I feel like these are the patches where Future Sight really hurts the community a lot, because maybe not the community actually, but just like the general player base, because like you said, the average player who's looking into the future with this game is going to see these patches as a time to collect gems for 4.0. And, you know, if you didn't have future sight, that obviously would not be the case. You'd just be looking at all these new characters, you know, oohing and on. But I do think, just to be the optimist, I do think the future sight will help with 4.0. I think the fact that the P3 stuff is starting, and people know that, I do feel like that's gonna bring a lot of people to the game in a new mode. You know, all the stuff we talked about a million times before. But I mean, I don't know. Talking more about what you said, Rick, I think that because we did used to have like a plan for video scheduling and uploading and things like that, but it's just, I don't know. Your channel's a little bit different because you have the SOS guides and the Nightmare Gateway guides, but I do feel like it's unrealistic to post a video for this game every day. It's just, it's not there. And then like if it is, like you're starting to sacrifice your sanity. And I don't know. I think if there's something else you want to play, you should give it a shot, right? Like, you know, people haven't crucified us yet for streaming Sonic and stuff like that. So, yeah. I think most people understand that this game is not designed to be a game that people play as like a main game. Like I feel like it's supposed to be a game you're like playing on your phone at work during your lunch break. But yeah, I definitely get that. And I guess burnout was probably the wrong term too, because I understand the issue with like tedium in these patches. But yeah, do you have any more thoughts on that, Rick, or like a?
Yeah, no, I think you kind of nailed it, right? Like, I think I'm like conflating kind of my goals for the channel with my goals for the game, and those two things are like totally separate entities. Like I should be just doing other stuff because I think, like you said, that would help, you know, balance out your sanity a little bit, where you can kind of do other stuff you want to do without feeling like you're forced to try and play this game all the time. And like a lot of the SOS and Guild Boss stuff, like I don't really do I want to do Omitsunu for the 17th week in a row? It's like not really, but if I don't post that, like then nothing gets posted for the next 5 days, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's just not good. So I have to kind of just branch out on the channel a little bit more, which is always a little risky, but you know, whatever.
I'd
rather make stuff.
I will say one thing that's like brought us a lot of YouTube, like not really success, but like enjoyment, is like our like generic, like more like, what is it? I don't know why I can't think of the word right now, but like games, just like
variety streaming.
Yeah, variety streaming. Yeah, we're just like,
yeah,
like Destro played one of the Sonic games. Like we played the Resident Evil game when it came out. We played SMT. You know, it's just like doing these variety streams and like having the people come up, and then you can still talk about P5X while you're there. You know, it
just comes up.
Yeah, it just
it's cool because you get people from your videos who are like we had we streamed one time when we just uploaded a video, and somebody came by and they were like, oh yeah, this is my thoughts on that video and why I'm pulling this character. And so it's cool.
Yeah, and it's also really cool when you see people and it's like, hey, I'm a big fan of, or like I'm me from like P5X, but I'm also like a huge fan of this series that you're streaming. So now I get to talk about like this like specific thing that I really like with the context of, you know, in addition to P5X, you know?
Yeah, so we found out Beast Mode. I don't know if you ever had him on your videos, but he's a huge fan of Sonic, and he was telling me all the sauce for Sonic Frontiers. So I talked with him for a while, just talking about Sonic and his takes on it and stuff like that. And yeah, it's fun. I think you should play what you want to play. Like I know you're P5X, we're P5X, but like I think people get it personally. Like I think they understand that this game isn't, especially with this being like a good patch. Like imagine how you'd be feeling if it was like, I don't know how you feel about the summer patches. I can't. I could not stand the summer patches. That's probably like the most uninterested I've been in this game. But
Yeah, it's just too long without anything like consequential to do. But
yeah.
it's gonna have to branch it out at some point. It'll be a sad day when that P5X comes down from the channel name. But
no, we're keeping it in the name until they do something dastardly.
Until
with this
EOS.
Game, until EOS, baby, and then we'll have to change the name to Chinese. We got to swap over to CN. Something else I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Kasumi. Feels like we've talked about her on every stream, and the more we talk about her, the further they push her back. So, I guess I want to get y'all's thoughts on, and we did just upload our video talking about Kasumi and, if you should pull her or not. And I won't ask Rick to spoil his thoughts on that because I know he's gonna make a video about it. But just general thoughts on Kasumi, how much this delay, because we're looking at a 3-patch delay now. How much you feel like this delay will impact her time in the meta, and just longevity as a character in general, I guess. Watts, if you want to go. Actually, did you go last time, Watts?
No,
First?
Rick went first last time.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead then.
Yeah, so Kasumi is in this weird spot that she's been in for a while, where she should have been a really good character for us, but she kind of became the victim of all this shuffling around, to where we don't have nearly as long with her guild boss as we would have normally. Which is alright. She's still gonna be like the best in slot on her guild boss. Like, nobody's gonna take that from her unless you like pull like a crazy awareness of another single target DPS. Like, and I don't know the boss's weaknesses for now, so like I might be like speaking out of turn by saying like Makoto Yuki's A6 or whatever will take over it. Like the boss might resist fire, for all I know. But she did get this spot where, like, one, her boss won't be run as much. Just for the matter of fact of the way they operate with this game, they run the newest thing the most. And she's not going to be she's not going to be the newest thing for as long as she was on the other servers. Like, you see how much we've gotten Omitsunu in the past, since 3.0 came out. That's because we haven't had Kasumi's boss taking up all of those spaces.
Yeah.
And I do think she's still a good character. She's still going to do just as much damage as she did before. And I'm sure they're going to give her some more, maybe even more buffs than they were intending to originally, because she got delayed like this. But I don't believe that it's enough to, if you're on a really limited gym count and you're like, I can only pull one DPS for the next like half a year, or like one of each DPS for the next half a year, I wouldn't put my eggs in the Kasumi basket over the Makoto Yuki or Barry basket, It's rough to say, because she is a really fun character with like how much she highlights, like the highlights, being able to crit and like spamming highlights. That's a really cool gameplay style, like gameplay loop, in my opinion. But it's just unfortunate.
Yeah. Rick, your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much what Watts said. Honestly, like, it's less about her and more now about everything around her. Where in this, exactly like Watts said, but the bosses, like, Makoto Yuki comes out how many patches after her at this point? Like 2, 3?
Yeah, so you'd have
4.
You'd have Kasumi, and then you'd have
Turbo
either
Akechi,
Turbo
Anj.
Akechi, and then Anj, and then Makoto Yuki. Yeah,
Presumably, unless they move things around.
Yeah,
You would think Makoto Yuki comes last regardless, but we'll see, I guess. But that would be at least a couple of videos to make on that. But once he comes out, essentially, like, all the C's characters, correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of just benefit each other in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
Especially the first couple ones when Makoto Yuki will be like the DPS. So you're just not going to get as many opportunities to use her. Mont is by far the biggest winner of this whole situation because, like Wes said, her boss definitely. I don't know the counts, but like I would imagine it wasn't run this frequently, and if it was, it wasn't this prominent.
It's gotta be that she popped up once a patch in some form or another, right? Since she's coming out, like every time. Like she's
Rick just made me think of another thing. Every time we get a C's support, that's going to be the Makoto Yuki boss ran again.
Yeah, that's the problem. And like, so if you have Makoto Yuki, obviously his boss will run.
Yep.
Yukari, the Makoto boss is gonna run. Akihiko
probably won't run that patch.
It could honestly, I could see them using both. But
Maybe,
in a fair world,
I could see
in a fair world, that
not,
would be Kasumi Akihiko in a fair world.
They probably won't run it so that you can give Yukari to Akihiko, you know, so that he can have the C supports.
Yeah. And then Barry.
Then Barry comes out. Then Mitsuru comes out. Makoto Yuki boss again. Junpei comes out. Makoto Yuki boss again. You know, it's And even now, I don't know with Koromaru what bosses are running right now, but and even then, and in the patches in between, if we keep having this like 2 bosses a week, even on like some of the dead patches, like the Barry patch, I'm sure like the second half it might be Barry Makoto Yuki. You know, they're
absolutely I
think
that's
definitely be weaved in even more than that, but his boss is going to get spammed. Is what
absolutely
is the point I'm trying to make.
Because it's financially, it's an incentive for them to get you to pull Makoto Yuki because of all these supports. They want you to. He's like the starter Lego set. they want you to pull him. But I share y'all's sentiment. It's and that is actually, thank you, Navy Destroyer. That is something I wanted to bring up. And we've seen this comment on our most recent video, Rick. Violet patch should, not matter of fact, but I have seen this in more than one place now, have a Futaba rerun. So they're wondering if that was a hidden a reason for their delay. I'm going to tell you right now, I could see people completely skipping Kasumi to pull awarenesses for Futaba, or pull Futaba if they don't have it already.
Futaba in the first, because Futaba, even when Anj
she's not
comes
going
out,
anywhere.
Yeah,
no, she's not going.
She's still the second best support. Like, I've personally, like, you know, I'm probably gonna go to a 50-50 for Kasumi. I'll probably end up going more, you know, just knowing the way that I am with my pulls. But if Futaba's there, then I might just start picking up Futaba dupes because, like, man, she's really good.
She's not going anywhere. Like, I know people are gonna bring up Fuka, but Fuka is in a while. Fuka doesn't come out for a while, and then Fuka's also Fuka, she isn't always. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
A lot more situational than Futaba. Futaba can be put on any team and will do the thing she needs to do and will be good. Fuka requires having a deep account so that you have another like really strong character to bring in, and 2 for it to be like worth it for the boss. So like it's Fuka's while good, a lot more situational, and the versatility of Futaba, just being able to be thrown on any boss, any team, cannot be understated.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, Navy Destroyer. I had read a comment about that, but I completely forgot about it. I do think that'd be really interesting if they started the spinning event next patch.
I completely forgot about the spinning event that's supposed to be happening.
Yeah, who knows where that's going to get dropped. Day 1 players are eating well by pulling for Fuka. Yeah, I still think Fuka is a pull. Yes, I just don't think she is a universal creep like Anj is. But that's kind of beside the point, because Anj is probably the most broken character in the game. Yes, so it's a bit of a high bar to reach. But it is disappointing. And And you were talking about going to 50-50 for her. I do genuinely think for spenders, her A0 is pretty worth.
A0
Like, I
R0
think,
is really good.
yeah,
She is going
I even
to do
think
a lot of damage on her ball.
yeah, I even think her 4-star is good. Like, don't get me wrong, her 5-star weapon's busted, but 45% damage boost at 2 stacks of posture, which you're gonna get in her A0 rotation anyway. Like, not terrible. But her 5-star weapon is really good too. So, but yeah, you hate to see it. It really does feel like one of those things where they're like punishing people for trying to use Future Sight.
Yeah.
But like, why on that character in particular? I don't know. It also is a little bit worrying to me if we do get a Futaba rerun next patch. Because that just means they spaced out a super rerun. Like, we didn't actually get it.
Yeah.
They just ran all the characters in like separate patches. So yeah, I'm gonna ask you that. I don't know if you have anything to say on that topic, Rick. When you think we'll get an actual rerun, or if we're ever gonna get one again. Yeah, I feel like me and Watt's been yapping it up.
Like the super reruns, like where we get we actually get everyone.
Or just like a rerun that doesn't suck. A rerun where we actually get characters that people want. And we get the rebate currency is like the real thing.
Yeah.
That I feel like we're kind of getting scammed on.
I mean, you would think the next like major patch, I don't know, like do they make a big deal of 4.0? Do they wait till we're at the anniversary and then just give us something? Like, yeah, it seems like whatever they were doing where it was like just kind of these like smaller event-based reruns where there was like a larger pool of characters, we're just not going to get any kind of formal super reruns for it. So yeah, maybe they're just saving them for, I guess 4.0 would be my next guess, but honestly at this point I find it hard to follow their logic on much at this point. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I don't get it either, because they definitely could have scammed me and Watts into buying Smoko dupes. Because we were absolutely fiending for Smoko A1 a couple patches ago. I think we're over it now, but I'm telling you, if they had done the rerun when we thought they were going to do it, absolutely we would have pulled Smoko A1. So I don't know what their motivation is to not do these reruns. Watts, you got any thoughts on reruns?
Maybe they give us one in 4.0, but it feels weird if they give us a Futaba rerun. Then it's like, what are they going to make it up through? Like, everybody's going to have already reran. Maybe they make it at the anniversary. I feel like that's probably what they'll do. I bet they're going to do this thing for us where they save them for the 6-month and 1-year anniversaries. And they're going to be special like events for them. And that's what it's going to be. I think that might be what they're going to do, now that I think about it. But yeah, I mean, if a Futaba rerun comes out, I might pull a little bit on her. A little weird with Anj coming up, pulling for another Navi, but I'm going to use both of them the whole time. So might as well have both of them be good.
Yeah, she's really not going anywhere, Futaba. She just gets knocked off the throne a little bit, but she's getting knocked off the throne by the GOAT, so it's fair. But
true. That would be
twins.
Huge.
That's the real question.
Included in a rerun would be.
That's huge. The real question. When will the twins get reran? Personally, I do not think it's going to be 4.0. I don't know when they're going to rerun then.
Yeah.
I don't know when they're going to get rerun. I don't know how long they're going to wait for that. I just have a feeling that a character like that either gets their own rerun or they wait until like mid 4.0 patches to rerun them. Yeah, who knows though? I mean, I don't know that I've seen them on a rerun banner on TW yet, unless I just missed it. But yeah, I think that's my main issue is I don't know when they're going to do a super rerun so we can get the rebate. And when you pull the just regular rerun and you're not getting any currency back for it, it kind of feels crappy. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe 4.0. Oh yeah, Earphone. Oh, what's up, Earphone? Earphone said they have not reran on TW.
Yeah, that
and
makes sense.
they're about to be in 5.0. So if they haven't ran on TW, you're not gonna see them for us for ages.
No.
Yeah. But yeah. Glad we brought that up because I have been make us wait until next Christmas. Yeah, for real. Honestly, maybe. And that's kind of sad because I can't tell you how many people I've seen complain about not having Twins A1. I've seen the complaint everywhere. But yeah, next thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of opening Pandora's box here. Probably gonna send us into Yap Central. So, if you guys are in the know, if you're on P5X Twitter or in really any of the more popular P5X Discords, you probably heard about the leak. It's a banner. I guess we should have pulled it up for stream, but I didn't think about doing it. We'll definitely have it in the edited version of this.
Quick.
So what the leak was a frame for an account on, I think it was either TW or CN, and it was a frame that I guess they weren't supposed to have in the game yet that very closely resembles Gallica's wings from Metaphor. And just in general, it looks very, very Metaphor themed.
Yeah, it's more than just Gallica's wings. It has Gallica's wings, it has the book, and it has the metal heart that is...
it's like the icon of the game, yeah.
Yeah, let me find... Yeah, when the awakening happens, they pull out of their chest. Let me see if I can find a picture of it.
Yeah. So while he's finding that, I'll talk a little more about it.
I sent a tweet from Absol Root in the the chat thing we have.
There it is.
Perfect.
Thank you, Rick. It is this right here.
All right, let's see.
The
see if
wings,
it's showing up.
the book, and the heart.
There we go.
Then
yeah, the little heart speaker thing they pull out of their chest. So it is, without a doubt, definitely
something to do with Metaphor.
A Metaphor reference. Now, what it is, we don't know. People have kind of gone back and forth. The consensus now is that it is not any kind of Metaphor characters in the game. Some kind of crossover event, but not exactly a full like, hey, you're getting Stroll or main character in P5X, that kind of thing. However, I don't care. I need Metaphor stuff in P5X. But yeah, I just wanted to open the discussion up to that. And I know naturally we'll end up talking about the collab we want to see because, okay, the Metaphor thing has kind of been debunked as, hey, this is more of an event in the game. It's not really going to be characters. But I have seen that 5.0 is supposed to have a new crossover. That's something I just keep seeing over and over and over from people.
Sure, I have heard a lot of speculation about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, just y'all's general thoughts on that. I know we all want to see Metaphor stuff in the game, but also your thoughts on a crossover and what that might be in 5.0, and chat as well. If you have any thoughts or wishes or wants, definitely feel free to contribute. I'll let Rick go first.
Yeah, so like you guys said, I don't think it's going to be a Metaphor collab right now, but the fact that they're willing to recognize the existence of Metaphor in this game in some way, even if it's something that never gets released for some kind of Atlas event or whatever it ends up being, I think is a good sign for this potentially being a thing they look at in the future. I've been under the impression that they're going to cover all Persona games before they move on to any outside Atlas or Sega projects. But if there's nothing to cover, I imagine they're going to wait for Revival to do any P4 stuff. So obviously Atlas has a better idea when that's coming out than we do, I hope. But yeah, I think it's a good sign for the future. I don't know if it's the near future. There was a lot of speculation with those pictures that had leaked of like a library for 5.0. I think it's been confirmed by a couple of people. At least I saw Ren, who's usually got everything like a few weeks early, that it's just the 5.0 or the next Palace. But that does kind of like, well, if you're going to collab with something Atlas related and Revival's not ready, what better than the game whose, one of the main hubs is a library. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, until the Twins thing came up, I probably wouldn't have believed that was true. So that would be pretty sick. I think that's another great way to like hype things up. Collabs are great hype tools. And yeah, considering 4.0 was so packed with stuff, I would imagine they're going to try and keep it going with 5.0, and I think that would be a good way to start.
Yeah, the me and Watts talked about it a little bit, but I had another idea because we're kind of assuming that this isn't a character, it's just a limited time event. I think it would be really cool if it was a limited time event that was shared across servers. If it's not going to be a character, I don't see why they couldn't do that. Because we've talked about it before, the stuff that's a big surprise to everybody with no future sight, and no like, oh well, I can just go look at CN or TW and see what they're doing, see what this is like. Stuff like that I feel like is really good for the game. Even if it was just a limited time event where you get, this and that, or you fight a boss from Metaphor, people would eat it up. I guarantee you, even without a character, people would eat it up. But yeah, you already know I'm gonna yap, so I'm gonna let you go first, Watts.
So, all right, I'm gonna have to stop doing SOS or Nightmare Gateway for a second and lock in.
Lock in.
So, why would they randomly do a Metaphor collab? That's a little odd. Just throwing a Metaphor portrait banner in for no reason. I believe that this is a sign that this is being put in the game to promote a Metaphor repack coming out. There's going to be a second version of Metaphor released. I'm hoping, at least. I think, this is my hope. This is what I think it is. I think that they're going to release, they're going to make an announcement around later this year around a Metaphor, like a Royal or a golden version of Metaphor coming out. And I think that this is going to be used as a promotional tool for that.
Okay.
I feel like just randomly adding it and just like having Wonder go to Academia or whatever, just fighting a boss, it feel just random if they're not going to do a whole string of characters,
Yeah.
But I feel like it has to be a promotional item. That just feels like it fits the best as for why this would be in the game. So
it does, and also what you could do, because if you remember, Persona 3 Reload came out in February 2024, and then Metaphor came out in September 2024. They both came out the same year.
It was late. It was fall of the same year.
Yeah, so it was early in the year, late in the year, a double release. And I could definitely see them putting Metaphor maybe first or after, and having that same kind of release schedule. God only knows when we're going to get Persona 4 Revival, because we're still waiting on gameplay or anything. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely possible. I would really like to see the cut content from that game. I'd really love to see the Mage Academy and have that as a dungeon, and have my favorite pink character as a party member instead of just a social link, basically. But yeah, I think it's definitely possible. I do worry about that game's sales a little bit in regard to it getting a repack, but like you said, if they're confident enough to put something like that in the game, I think it's possible.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like it's got to be. There's got to be more of a hinting towards something with it than like them just randomly adding it to the game for no reason, in my opinion.
Ooh,
I think
Morgana,
too.
Morgana
sorry.
Persona fan. Morgana Persona fan does not want a metaphor repack.
Already good enough.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
much as that makes sense, that doesn't make money. So if they can sell it again, which they will, to someone, and I think to add on to what Watts said, we don't have a Switch 2 port of that game yet, and I could definitely see them being like, okay, well, here's a Switch 2 version with the updated, Metaphor Royal, and then we're just going to re-release that version on all things, and now it's on Switch 2 as well. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Metaphor retold. That is Lucatina.
Metaphor
That
reread.
yeah, reread. Oh my gosh, I've seen a lot of people comparing the new P5X dungeon on TW to the Infinity Castle from Demon Slayer. I think it's from the Demon Slayer movie. I've seen a lot of like GIFs where people have shown the Infinity Castle in that movie, and it does look pretty similar. But I do think it looks like something straight out of Metaphor concept art. I'm curious to see. Yeah, I try not to get too much into the weeds because I feel we're a whole palace behind, so I already know I'll get spoiled if I look too far into it. But yeah, I do think it's going to be a different crossover for 5.0. I just I don't know. I don't know what else they could do. I have seen Strikers come up a lot, but I feel like a Persona 5 Strikers. So
Yeah.
if y'all don't know, I know everyone in this chat probably already knows, but for those of you in the YouTube chat, the character models for Persona 5 Strikers characters have been in, I don't know if they still are in the files of the game, but they've been in the files of the game for some time. It's likely related to whatever they pull them from. They just have those models for those characters, but it's kind of led people to always have Sophia and Zenkichi in the back of their head. I personally, I know it's come up before. I don't see Persona 5 Strikers characters getting appearing in the game anytime soon. I just feel like it would be kind of weird. I lean more towards Watson Rick's point of the appearance in this game being to sell some sort of repack or version. So maybe if they were putting Strikers on like the Switch 2 or something, because oh my god, they were advertising P3R so hard, the Switch 2 port on that one episode of the what is it, the X stream, that they spoiled. Yeah. They spoiled the game in the trailer.
Yeah, if there's ever a Persona game that's Switch 2 coded, it's Strikers. So
absolutely, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I talked myself into it there, but I don't know. It's just I feel like that game doesn't have the longevity, right? Unless they're looking for like a really short crossover, because it's kind of just Sophia and Zenkichi. But
I mean, are they even done with the P3 collab yet?
No. Nope.
That's where it's so weird to me. Like, wouldn't they finish that before they start collabing with other stuff? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. I think
from what I've heard, we're getting Igus next. And then I think it's going to be the anniversary unit.
Yeah, the second anniversary
whoever
unit.
The second anniversary
Elizabeth?
unit is going to be.
So the thought is that it's like an OC type character, like a new character that we haven't had yet, or like you said, like an Elizabeth or some a Persona character, but not exactly maybe a crossover character.
Yeah. A lot of people I've seen people talking about like the purple haired girl that's like been following them around for a little while, but I feel like she won't get a 5-star release for a little while. I think she'll get a 4-star release because she kind of like how Luce did, because I think she's going to become like a party member or something. Story speculation. I don't know. This is just pure speculation. Might be bordering on spoiler territory, but I'm also just talking out of my ass, so I can't spoil anything because I don't know. So I don't think she'll get like a big like premium 5-star version yet, I do think at some point we'll get her as a 5-star, but I would lean towards this being like another like original character, somebody like Anj, where we just really hadn't seen them before.
Yeah, and even then, when last time they released a 4-star character, it came with Anj.
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel like you'd still have to have a. It's gonna be interesting. I as usual, I'm gonna be watching the CN server with great interest, because just when I think it's like predictable or not interesting anymore, they do something crazy. But yeah, I mean, me personally, I give the dev team the green light. You guys can just go ahead and rip Yu Narukami's model from Persona 5 Royal in the bonus boss fights. You can just go ahead and get the crossover started. Just go ahead and put them in the game. It'll be fine. You worry about the rest later. Actually, you can just take them from Dancing All Night. We'll just use those models. It's fine. They can start the P4 crossover early. I think that's where I'm at. One more thing. What? We were talking about this last night. Do you guys think that, and this is like way later for us, but I want to talk about it anyway. Do you guys think Aegis is pretty much confirmed as some type of DPS? Maybe not confirmed. Maybe that's a little too strong. But do you think that both Aegis and Shinji could both be a DPS, or do you feel like Shinji is going to be some kind of like Guardian or like Saboteur character? Because in my heart, I want to believe that he's a DPS, but for some reason in my brain, I find it hard to believe that they release Aegis as a DPS and then Ken as a support and then Shinji as a DPS as well. What do you think, Rick?
Yeah, I kind of lean with you, because if one of them's getting pushed out of a DPS role, it's obviously not Aegis. So
yeah, I
could definitely see Guardian just like thematically with that character. You know, Saboteur, Guardian seem like the two that make the most sense, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I don't put it past them. I mean, I also don't put it past them to just outright skip him and be like, well, well, I guess I don't want to spoil anything, but wouldn't it be funny if they're just like, yeah, no, we'll just skip him.
Yeah, if you have Ken and Shinji in the field, the enemy actually targets Shinji 100% more than they target Ken.
That's like definitely a Guardian. I mean, it feels Guardian coded, doesn't it? Like
absolutely
aggro draw, like
Rick's
sort of deal. Like
Ken's gonna be the DPS.
No, it's gonna be Ken. It's gonna be Ken from Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, the like older version of him. That'd be kind of gas.
Yeah. That's. I would guess Guardian, and then I guess they'll just let be like a gun DPS or whatever. Yeah. Unless they just scrap him.
There's no shot. There's no way. I refuse to believe they skip him. There's no way. That would break my heart. What do you think, Watts?
I'm at a weird spot with Shinji, because why would he be anything other than DPS? It doesn't feel right.
I don't know.
We just got a Guardian in Junpei. We just got a support or a Saboteur in Koromaru.
Yep.
I think everybody like has the feeling that Ken's either going to be a healer or a strategist. I'm personally actually thinking Aegis, instead of being a straight up DPS, I think she might be a virtuoso that can switch between being a spread and a single target, maybe.
Okay.
I feel like they're gonna try and do something special with Aegis, more so than just dropping her as what she. Hear
me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. The answer, virtuoso, Aegis.
No,
they would never do that.
No,
they would never make wildcard Aegis. They would never do that. Bro, we can't even get Makoto Yuki to have Thanatos. Aegis ain't gonna be no wildcard. But I can dream. Yeah, no, I can
They
see
also
that too.
could just do both of them as a DPS.
Yeah, I don't think, thinking about it more, there's what, 8 party members in Persona 3?
Mm-hmm.
So 8 of those, 8 of those with 2 single target DPSs and 2 spread DPSs, that's not that bad. And they're spaced out so far apart that they're not really getting in each other's way.
Also, like, my idea for this Aegis DPS, like, Virtuoso, it's kind of insane what I've just come up with off my head, but they're definitely not going to do it. My idea was that they make it to where her Theurgy, Orgia mode, swaps her form, and make it where her boss, like, spawns ads every other turn. And make it, like, baked into her rotation more so, as instead of, like, picking which one you are before the fight. Because, like,
that'd be cool.
Because what else are they going to make her? Like, they can't make the Orgia mode, like, you lose control of her, you know?
Yeah. I have an idea. How about we put Aegis in the game, alright? She's a single target character, right? She can use ice or she can use wind, right? But one of the sides, ice, is completely useless and you can never use it. What do you think about that as a character?
Ship it.
I like that. As long as she
Okay,
follows up after she uses her skill 3 and the naming convention makes no sense, I think that would be good too.
Yeah, I'm thinking of naming her Icy Ice Wind Lady.
Goose? What about Goose? Is like her
Geese.
geese. Yeah, I like
Geese.
Frozen
Yep.
geese. Yeah.
Frozen Geese Aegis.
Yep.
That's our localization name. Yep, that's a must pull. She is correct. Yeah. I try not to talk about TW too much in these podcasts, but it's just too much fun. The speculation is always really fun, and like everybody knows that C's is in TW. It's fun to talk about. We're probably never going to discuss spoilers on TW because I think all 3 of us are pretty unspoiled on the story, and it's something I really enjoy in the game, and I don't want to spoil for other people. So I'm even cautious. When we were on our last podcast, I was even kind of cautious about talking about story spoilers because I was afraid they were too new. But yeah, I'm very hopeful for 5.0. Really curious to see what the next character is, all that. Oh, Jonathan Alexander coming in late today. But yeah, that's actually the end of our topic list today. So I think we were going to run a little short. If you guys have any questions, any things you want to throw out there for us to answer, anything like that, this is definitely the time for that. Like I said, this was a kind of a chill patch, like nothing much to complain about. A very middling DPS. Very well spaced out patch timing with the bosses. You're gonna say lots.
The only drama that I can think of is like they had that like issue rolling out the Valentine's rewards or whatever it was, but
yeah, and then they fixed it.
Yeah, they fixed it right away.
Yeah, you already know Japanese players must have complained about it because it seems like that's the only time things get done is when they mess with them. Remember when they remember that that patch with the the limited weapon 4-star case?
Yeah,
and they accidentally they didn't put.
Oh, it was the battle pass. They accidentally updated the battle pass a little bit too early. And then they immediately gave us 2 to replace it.
Yeah, the Japanese players started complaining about it. Oh my goodness. They fixed that night.
Yep.
I remember YouTubers had made videos on it, and they fixed it like minutes after all those videos came out.
Yep, they sent it. They sent 2 cases to everybody who had bought the battle pass as an apology immediately.
Yeah. So they need to complain more. They're definitely carrying us because they have all the money. But yeah. Rick, any final thoughts, questions, any things I may have not have covered?
No. Yeah, I think you kind of got everything. Like you said, this is not the most topic laden patch, so I think we did a good enough job filling the time.
Yeah. Watts?
Nothing really much from me. Just want to throw it to chat and see if anybody has anything they want to bring up that we could talk about. Any questions for us?
Yeah. No. The Japanese economy, yes, is in shambles after Makoto Yuki. Tons of people are going to default on their debts and loans, but their account value is going to be way better with that character. So that's something that will be good. Is Kasumi confirmed for next patch?
No.
Yeah, by the dev team.
Technically,
by
not.
the dev team. Yeah, by the dev team. No.
We have we don't have like a battle pass crate. We don't have the announcement from the devs yet. We don't actually know Kasumi's next patch. They might pull the switcheroo and post Turbo silhouette tonight on Twitter. Yeah. We don't know, but all things point to it. It should be Kasumi this time.
I will say, if they delay her again, the only thing I would change in the should you pull video is that I think maybe no one should pull her at that point, because good lord, like, come on. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, she is, I'd say with about 80% certainty that she's coming next patch. Just because they don't really have an incentive to hold her back any longer. I guess I understand the agenda they wanted to have with Mont, kind of like hey, you know, future sight isn't going to always be right.
Yeah.
Let's teach these guys a lesson. Now, as for putting Matoi before Rin, that makes no sense. We've already complained about that thoroughly, but...
Oh, true, Jonathan. Akechi next patch for White Day.
That'd be really funny.
It would be really funny. It'd
be
really funny if they go Akechi Turbo.
Oh my god. Give the girl a break, dude. Give the girl a break.
Ooh. Puppet said, if 5.0 second Annie unit is a 5-star version of an already existing character, who would you want it to be?
Can I ask for Shun early? Oh, no, I see what you're saying. Like a new, okay.
If the 5.0 is another version of somebody.
It can be another 5-star.
Yeah,
they could just get another one. Okay.
Yeah. Second Makoto Yuki.
So yeah, second chord maybe.
Okay, yeah. I've seen speculations that we are going to actually get a second chord for summer.
I feel like Cord hasn't exactly fallen off hard enough to need another unit. Personally. I mean, that's not me saying like she can't get another unit. I just feel like,
yeah. I mean, the first place you'd look is like the 4-stars, right? Like Sepia and like Vino, people like that. But
Summer Vino when?
Summer Vino, yeah.
It's should we say Grant's quote? The quote Grant loves with Vino.
Just because the wrapper is a little wrinkly doesn't mean that the candy ain't sweet.
I hate that. Every time Grant says it, it doesn't make me cringe, but it affects something inside me.
But
I
honestly,
Toasty. 5-star Howler.
Yeah, second Howler.
Limited Howler.
So, like, this isn't the answer you wanted to hear, I know, but in my opinion, it's nobody. I just want to see new characters. I don't want
a new
alts.
Character. Yeah.
I'm tired of alts. I'm tired of crossover characters. Give me more oranges and berries. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I got two.
Yeah.
One, my number one, my goat. Can you turn your camera a little bit to the right in the game? To your other right. Oh wait, she's not there. The girl who collects donations.
Yeah, no cat girl.
The girl who collects donations for the cats.
Yeah.
I think she got absolutely robbed. I think she should be the 5-star instead of Haruna. I think Haruna's a fake and a fraud. I think the girl who collects donations for cats should have her own unit. I think it should be that cat suit boss thing from Persona 1. I think that should be her persona.
And then the boy right here.
and Anderson. That's my number 2.
I don't
for
think
character
either
that
of
should be in
them are big
5.0.
enough draws for a anniversary, though.
I'll tell you who's gonna draw them. Me.
Okay.
Plus, Anderson has polled well on CN surveys for
Yes.
like characters, but I do agree. Like, yeah, for a second Annie character, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know, Cheetah. I do not like Haruna. I do not like her. Barry and Andre. Yeah. Yeah, I still really do feel like Space Yui, or whatever you want to call her, Yui Prism, was a huge missed opportunity. I feel like that was so easily either a new character or just straight up Hatsune Miku. I don't see why they didn't do that. I don't know who was asking for another
They added
Yui
like
version.
the Masubi social link, and they felt like they had to put a new. Oh, she should have just been Masubi. Honestly, like that's so much better than Yui.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know. I don't like when a character already has a 5-star and they get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I prefer either like Florette. Give Florette a social link finally, and give him a 5-star.
Yeah,
You know, like something like that.
I guess Pinky was also an original character in 5.0. And also
Pinky.
I'll give Luce because he was introduced in 4.0. So 4.
Yeah.
They had four original characters that weren't reruns, weren't crossovers.
And apparently Luce is really good. Me and
He is
Watts
really
make fun of
good.
his eye. Me and Watts make fun of his eyebrows, but apparently Earphone said he has the best awakening in any Persona game. That's what he said.
Yeah, we're
what he
gonna
said.
have like made fun of him not knowing anything about him, and then we're gonna feel really bad when
We're
we
gonna
get
feel
to the
bad.
story. Yeah.
We're gonna feel bad for it, because I will say I've seen the like promotional art and stuff for his like lore, and I feel like I kind of know what they're getting at, and I feel like I'm gonna feel really bad when I learn his story. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
she was from
Puppet-
the social link, but like we didn't have a playable version of her.
Yeah, we're talking about like, I guess when we say original characters, we mean like characters who aren't, hey, I'm gonna pull this character from Persona 3. You know,
Or
like
oh, Shun Pioneer. I like
Yeah.
Shun, so I'm gonna pull the other version of Shun.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, Shun Pioneer's clean as hell.
Yes.
He looks sick. He looks sick. His animations are really
Blitz.
cool.
I forgot about Blitz too. So we're
Oh,
up to
Blitz,
5.
true. Oh, Blitz. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
never mind. There was a few more, but like it was still mostly dominated by the P3
Well, I was
cast.
about to say, how many characters were in 4.0? Like 13? Like a lot. Oh, the camera guy. Oh, the funny hair guy.
The funny
Back in
hair
the
guy would be
Yakuza,
gas.
He
Yeah.
goes crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Can you imagine him just like, he doesn't even have a persona, he's just going around shit stomping shadows?
Yeah, he just-
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Oh, also, when are we getting Kazuma Kiryu in the game?
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a crossover. We need Ichiban and Kiryu.
Yeah, Ichiban's the support. Oh, see, how much lore do you know about Yakuza 7?
I don't know anything.
So in Yakuza 7, this is a major tangent,
Ooh.
by the way.
Hold up.
In Yakuza 7,
Mhm.
Ichiban, the whole like reason it's a turn-based RPG
because
is
he likes Dragon Quest. I know that.
Yeah, he thinks he's playing like a turn-based RPG, so he is.
Yeah.
And like he imagines himself in like armor and stuff like that. He would be perfect for this nonsense.
Yeah. Ooh, hear me out. Kiryu, DPS, Ichiban support, Majima Navigator.
Oh my, bro! You know on loopbell.net for Anja's page it says her voice is quite loud.
Yeah. Majima just
Majima would
screams at you.
yeah, he'd be screaming all the time, bro. That would be his debuff.
Yeah,
He'd be screaming
and
at
they could
Kiryu.
sell like a pirate skin for him.
Oh my god! Don't get me started with skins in this game,
Yeah,
bro.
we
They
need
are missing out on so much money.
Yeah, we need skins, so much
Yeah.
more than we already have.
Yeah. I like the polls. I I like the polls. I do kind of wish that the other servers would get a poll at some point. Like, I do understand that CN takes priority as like the player base that's the most current, but I'd like to see a poll for like the next big surprise character. Maybe they can get a pulse on how people feel about stuff. But yes, bro, Puppet. So I am pulling Makoto Yuki A6 R6 when he comes out. I am not buying that damn Butler skin. I don't like the way it looks. The fact that they're putting a wild card in this game, another one, a character who already has 1 million skins in the game he comes from.
Like, yeah.
Why not just put those on him and make me pay for them? I would buy them. I would probably buy a couple of them.
Give us like Featherman, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Featherman, the like little beach fits, the winter outfit, there's so many. Like, I should be able to make Yunarukami use that stupid fish weapon when he comes to the game. Like, yeah, I don't like the Butler skin either. I don't like the Butler skins. The Haru and the Futaba one is fine, I guess. Like, I don't know. It just feels like such a missed like revenue stream for them. I don't see why they haven't done that.
Compared to other things they code in the game, it's got to be so simple. Like,
absolutely. No, I agree. Also, more effort, but I would love to see swaps for his personas. That is something else I would really like to see. Does Kasumi get one? She doesn't get one at all, does she?
No, she hasn't gotten one yet.
Damn, that's tough.
Well, they have been doing this thing where they release a skin on CN at the same time that we get the character. So they might release a Kasumi skin.
Don't they still not have the Haru one for some reason?
Oh, wait. Did we get the Haru skin global exclusive?
So, the Haru one was new when we got it. And then from what I understand, they still haven't received it. But maybe they did in one of the more recent patches. I just know that had been a thing for a while. Mm-hmm. But Haru is also not as relevant anymore for them, so I get that. But oh my god, dude, you can. Oh my god, Watts. Oh my god. Skin for Makoto Yuki for the Metaphor collab.
That's Will. Yep.
Yes, that would be That would be perfect.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Even give it a Wonder. Give it a Wonder, even, you know?
Yeah, let Wonder wear. Bro, let Wonder wear whatever. He's wearing the pimp outfit on the daily. He can wear whatever. Black Wings is also... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see. That's what I've always heard, is that Black Mask Akechi is, like, spoiling the story, and that's why they wouldn't add him to the game. I don't know.
Isn't Akechi at all spoiling the story?
Yes. Yes, because he's using a persona, like, you know, but...
Ooh, Jonathan Cooked.
Oh, yeah? Akihiko is Stroll, Mitsuru is Hulkenberg, on his mat. She really is just on. Orange Gallica. Oh, that'd be a really good outfit.
Oh, I got him.
Let's go. Mini Jack-o'-lantern. He looks cool. Dude, CJ's gonna be jealous. All right. Yeah, I think it's a good place to stop off. We got our mandatory yap session in. I knew the talking about crossovers and stuff was gonna get us going again.
Yep.
But I'm very excited. I do think skins. I'm always gonna complain about skins.
Yeah.
I think that is
so easy to add. So much, like, unless they have like data that says that people just don't buy them, which I find it hard to believe.
I feel like you see a character above like A1 and they're gonna have the outfit. Like, typically I feel like
I don't have the Haru outfit, but
yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't have it either. But I'm not really an outfit buyer.
Mhm.
Like, I buy the... I mean, obviously, I bought the Go outfit, the Chinese
Let me tell you,
New Year.
every Wonder outfit that's come out, bought it.
They do a good job on those.
Yeah, I also don't like Haru's outfit. It makes her forehead too prevalent.
She's one of the few where I just like the regular outfit the best.
Yeah.
I think Kasame needs a new outfit. I'm not crazy about how she looks in this game. I'm not gonna lie.
Is anyone
Super random
actually been able to
question.
complete the cookie recipe? Oh my, no.
Is that one bugged?
It's not. It's just impossible to get. Okay, so let's go down here and I'll explain what you have to do to get it. So, to get that, every time you make a dish that you have mastered, you have a very, very, very small chance to come up with a new recipe. I have made hundreds of mung bean milk.
Really
and
funny.
I have gotten one.
Oh my god.
I've gotten a single recipe.
Huh.
Oh, it
I
has
did
to
not
be
know it.
specific recipes? Okay, so... Okay, yeah, so it's just... You just have to make, like, a billion of, like, a bunch of different items.
Puppet, I would
Bubble tea's an
absolutely,
example.
without a shadow of a doubt, I would buy a Haru Big Bang Burger outfit. That would be a day one cop for me.
Yeah, I do know that, where is it? The sushi... Or... Is it salmon sashimi? You need to make 40 of these to unlock one of the Lake Guardians for fishing. I know that's one thing they have that you need to do. You have spring rolls. I do not have spring rolls, I don't think. Yeah, I'm missing... And I think Rin Social Link gives you some more. Yeah, I don't have spring rolls. I don't have... Oh, you get spring rolls with gyoza. Okay, so... Okay, so somewhere out there, somebody knows what you need to make max of.
I guarantee you, it's a spreadsheet somewhere.
Yeah. Do I even have gyoza? I do have gyoza.
Gotta go buy you some scrimps.
Yeah, let me go to the... Why can't I go to the pond?
All right, y'all. Yeah, I think we're gonna start closing out stuff there. It's been great talking with y'all. If you're interested in seeing us do some more nonsense, we're gonna be playing Repo in a couple hours. That is a scheduled stream on the channel. So yeah, tune in for that. But as always, this is another episode of the Calling Card Patch Report. What's up?
Side note, Sage just says that the recipes are linked in his sheet.
Oh, yep, as usual, the GOAT coming through with the knowledge. Man, just when I think that document doesn't have something in it, it does have it in there. But Rick, you want to get us with the little sign off?
Appreciate everybody watching. We will be back at some point after the next patch goes live.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Farmers Market. Subscribe to me. You don't have to, but
You do.
again, if you want to.
You do. No, you do. You actually have to subscribe to Slick Rick P5X, and you have to hit that little bell. You have to hit that little bell as hard as you can for notifications on his videos. Yes. You have to subscribe to Rick in particular. And we will see you guys again soon. So thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.